If your website has recently switched over to the new Gutenberg Editor, you may have noticed things look pretty different when you go to edit your page or post. We'll do a quick tour of the new editor's settings while editing a page, which gives you the same idea for editing posts as well. The editing section is now one big area here, with your document settings here on the right-hand side, along with the top bar up here, where you can add blocks, undo, redo edits, see some content structure, which gives you some information on this page, and also block navigation, which gives you an outline of the different blocks on this page. So you have the Classic Editor block, an image block, paragraph, gallery, and another paragraph block. Scrolling down, when you hover over, I'm going to hover over, that's our Classic block. Clicking on it, you'll see this changes over to block here on the right-hand side, and it shows you that you're on the Classic block. When hovering over the next block, it says image on the top right, click on it. It says image with different settings for that specific block. Here's our extra paragraph block, which actually has nothing in it. So I'm just going to hit the delete tab, and that takes that off. In our gallery tab, I'm going to click on it, and you see there's different settings for this gallery tab or gallery block, and then our last paragraph block. So going back over to our document settings for our page, you'll now see the permalink. Instead of being up here above the old editor, it is now on the right-hand side where you can change the URL of the page. You'll also see the status and visibility kind of as before. It hasn't really changed too much. You can change your visibility by clicking public and selecting, private, password protected, or keep it as public. The publish date, go ahead and click on the link. You can change the public date there along with your time. Author can be changed or move the whole page to trash. You can go ahead and click on that. Below, hasn't changed too much. Featured image is still an attribute on the right-hand side here, as well as discussion and page attributes. If you don't see these, or if you want to show other fields that aren't here, go ahead and go to the very top right, the vertical 3 dots, click on that. You'll see View Editor, and we're going to go down to Options at the very bottom. Go and click on that, and that shows you the document panels that you can take off. I'm going to go ahead and take off the page attributes, discussion. You see them disappearing on the right, featured image. But I actually want to keep those on there. Let's add custom fields. I'm going to leave the page. It's going to reload the page. And scrolling down, the custom fields will actually be at the very bottom down here. You can click it to expand it or not. Now, let's see. Depending on how your theme and pages are set up, you may now see all of your content instead of with these new blocks that we have added specifically on this Gutenberg editor. You'll probably see most of your content all bundled up in the Classic block here. Another way to, let's see, this is showing the visual editor. To show all the code, click on the 3 vertical blocks right here at the top, and you'll see editor. Go ahead and click code editor, and that shows you the code of your whole page. But the whole point to Gutenberg is a WYSIWYG, kind of you see as what you get. So I'm going to go back to Visual Editor, but to edit this Classic block, you can also click on the 3 blocks up here, or if it's not up there, then you probably have different settings. It will be up here on the top hand right side. You can edit as HTML, and then it'll switch over to your HTML, so you can edit the code there. Click it again, edit it visually. The settings I just switched is just the view. You can have the settings for each block show the more options on the block, or if you want it in the top toolbar, it'll be up here. You can also do spotlight mode, which just shows you the block that you're currently editing. So right now, the opacity has lessened for the other blocks I'm not editing, but let's say I want to edit this image, you go ahead and click on it and then you start editing it. It's just an easier way to see what you're editing, or full screen mode is full screen mode. Yeah, and that is just a quick overview to get these settings. It's just the settings wheel at the top right. And to preview your page is up here, switch to draft, pretty self-explanatory. And then to update any changes, save any changes to your page, you can hit the update tab as always. And that is a quick overview